start off with Sarah. How is she? Are you expecting her to be available tomorrow night?
I do expect her to be available tomorrow night. Thank you. Like, not thank you, like thank you, universe.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms, and just to be clear, like, as far as maybe I didn't phrase it. I want to make sure I'm wording it right.
Okay.
As far as you know, like right now, she will play tomorrow.
Oh, she's going to play tomorrow. Yep. Okay. Yep, she will play tomorrow. Yep. Not just like she's available. She will be playing tomorrow.
In terms of, sometimes we say, oh, she's expected.
No, she'll be playing tomorrow.
Yeah. And then, like, was anyone, watching Ronnie play? She had the mask on Saturday, and it made you wonder if there was any spread or, if anything was contagious. How's the rest of the team? Are you at full strength?
We are at full strength now. Almost full strength. We've got one lingering illness, but it's not COVID related or illness related. Yeah.
Anyone in the rotation?
No. Yeah.
You can keep going. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. And then, I mean, obviously, not having Sarah at Purdue doesn't help, but, they also had a lot of success. That was defensively, I think, that was one of the better shooting games against your team. I guess I'm wondering, looking back at that game, what stood out to you? What do you think in terms of, taking Sarah out of the equation? What did you want to see more out of defensively, or do you just chalk it up to Purdue having some good matchups and good nights?
I mean, I think we for sure helped Purdue have a really good night with our defensive rotations, our ball pressure, or lack thereof, our transition defense. It's pretty much like there wasn't, I think, one category that I could look at and say, hey, we really could hang our hat on that night. Obviously not having Sarah, having Ronnie is your point guard, having a mask on, it makes it a little bit challenging to run your team. Defensively, we have different people playing and, out of rotation or different spots. We played a lot more young players. It was kind of a combination of all of those things, and clearly was not our best showing. And I think that what we've shown prior to that game is we're a much better team than we showed that night. And Purdue, credit to them, they shot the ball extremely well, and I think playing at home and all of those things contributed to that.
I would say on the flip side, just offensively, what did you see? It just seemed like just missed a lot of kind of easy shots, and that's kind of been like a bugaboo, I think, as of late.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of chalk the offensive struggles to that. Just obviously, again, missing Sarah is a big piece.
Yeah.
But just seemed like shots that you guys can't hit just weren't falling.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was felt like a little bit of snowball effect there, where it started out we got our first couple of shots were easy buckets that I think if you get that momentum going, even without Sarah, you're starting to feel a little bit of confidence there, and I think the more that we missed and tightened up a little bit, and then I think you start to rush and second guess and press a bit. And so I think all of that, and once we did settle in at different points, especially in the second half, we were able to take advantage of some of their overplays and be a little bit more successful, if you can call anything that happened that evening successful. But, one of the things that I have harped on with our team, no matter, if balls, are going in or not, we've got to be we're going to compete for 40 minutes, and I felt at different points in that game we didn't compete to the level that we have, whether we have a full-strength team or not. And so that's something, as you're learning and growing, that's something we've got to make sure that is a calling card for us. No matter, who we face, you're going to give 40 minutes of effort and energy.
What's kind of been the react? What have you seen from the team this week as they kind of come back from that kind of what have you noticed?
Well, I think, once you get Sarah back in the fold, and you got Ronnie, out of a mask, and you've got, you're kind of gotten your core starting group rhythm, and, just the rotations that we're accustomed to having. I just think there's a little pep in the step. I think also coming off a winter break, you getting like your wind back a little bit, getting to play back at home again, and just really focusing on cleaning up some things. And getting a little bit sharper, whether it's, in our transition offense, trying to get out and get some more easy baskets like we were prior to, at the beginning of the season. We were getting out a little bit more, executing in the half court. Our execution wasn't very good the other night. And so trying to make sure that we know what we're looking for and how we're trying to score. And, I think we beating a dead horse, which I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore, but, with Sarah, a lot of what we do starts, it can go through her. She impacts the game, offensive rebounding, defensively, blocking shots, in transition. She takes up a lot of room in the paint, so then it opens up the perimeter. I mean, there's just a lot of impact, even if it's not just scoring. And so I think having her back around, I think, has really increased everybody's spirit and if you will.
Yeah. Now with Ronnie, she played obviously. Was she a little under the weather?
Yeah, she was too. She didn't just wear that mask just because she thought it was cool. So yeah, she was.
Watching it made me wonder. Okay, because sometimes and I don't know if it was COVID or not, but let's say if we were talking COVID,
Mm-hmm.
if you were near someone who had it, maybe you would wear.
Oh, I see. Yeah, more preventative or yeah. Yeah, no, she wasn't feeling 100%, and I think she's back to feeling a lot better. So, and I think you saw that, and she's been obviously really impactful in our games, both the defensive end, going and rebounding, offensively being able to get to the basket, and even when people have tried to pin us with icing the ball screens and things like that, she's been able to be a lot more effective than she was the other night. So, I think she's back to full strength as well, and so that's obviously that's nice for us to have too.
One other illness-related question.
Okay.
Sarah, did she make the trip, or was she so ill that she didn't even travel?
She did not travel with us.
Offensively, got good productive minutes from two freshmen, Lena and Tessa. Just how encouraged were you from them coming off the bench and just looking ahead as kind of Big Ten play heats up? Are you looking to kind of go to them more? I think Tessa and the minutes that she's gotten has proven to be a really productive scorer.
Yeah, so I think, just like anything else with the progression of your season and, in practice and earning those opportunities in the games, we'd love to be able to go deeper into the bench and have those two become more of the rotation. I think they are feeling even more comfortable each day. And, obviously, like you said, when Tessa's gotten in, she's been really productive offensively, and just continue to get her to feel confident when she's out there, what we're trying to accomplish on both ends. And, we didn't bring them here just to, have them sit on the bench. So, we knew that they had these capabilities. And so it's like, how do we continue to tap into that? And at the same time, we're playing I think Purdue had 3 grad students, so you're playing some really older veteran players. And at times I think that that's a great experience for those young players because they're getting to see kind of the physicality and the pace and everything else. And Big Ten's different than your non-conference games. And so I'm looking forward to them getting that experience and continuing to help us grow.
From a matchup standpoint, Purdue boasts a ton of size across the front.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska has some really strong size too.
Mm-hmm.
Just having Sarah back and just kind of important to kind of get that matchup against Purdue with Sarah coming back, kind of just to have that frontline experience, that size under your belt right away.
Ask the question one more time. Sorry.
Just getting that type of mismatch that you guys face against Purdue without Sarah.
Yeah.
Having a Nebraska team coming in here with good size.
Oh, yes.
Just important to kind of get that under this team's belt. Just looking ahead to Thursday.
Yeah, I think Markowski is a great player, and her and Sarah have matched up here now the last year, and now the second year going after it. And I think, having her on the floor changes the whole complexity of our team or complexion of our team. And so, it's definitely going to be helpful to have her back in that, in the front court with us and being able to, whether it's go one-on-one, offensively, defensively, it's a different feel.
And you kind of talked about, with this young team, these kind of growing learning experiences, taking what happened against Purdue and moving forward. I guess I'm wondering, given the last game is this Nebraska game, one of those contests where you're especially interested in just watching how your players react in terms of how they respond to the last.
Yeah, I mean, I think and some, when you're young, you have short-term memory, and I think sometimes that's a good thing in these situations, right? If we dwell on what happened in our last game, that could change the whole kind of course of your season. And so we identified it as this was one game. There are things that we definitely need to get better at. I am really interested to see how our team reacts and bounces back. And, I think our focus and our attention the last several days in practice, I think that lit a fire for them and them understanding, like, we've got to be, everything that we do. Obviously, when we're healthy, that's a different thing, but then also just really understanding what it is that we're trying to accomplish and game plan and everything else. And all of that is a learning process too, right? If you think about it, for young high school kids, how much are you really game planning in your high school games and understanding how to execute that game plan for 40 minutes and stay locked in and disciplined? And when you've got older players, there's you've done it now for 3 and 4 years. When you're in your year 1 or year 2, you've got to really continue to hone those skills, and that's the process that we're in right now. And at times you can see it can look really, really good, and at times you can see, hey, we're still on that continuum with learning. And so I think I'm excited for tomorrow night because I really do want to see our kids come out, compete. Again, Nebraska is a really talented team, and I know they're coming off of a big win against Maryland. But I think, we've shown at different points this season that we can compete with some of the best teams, and we've just got to go out and take care of business.